Hello and welcome. This is the Hooked on the Yarn Knitting podcast. My name is Briggy and this is where I talk about knitting and knitting related things. I think I should talk a little bit about myself for the start. I am an 18-year-old student from Hungary. I just finished high school last week. It was my last final exam on Friday, so ever since I am completely free, so I decided to start something new, and because I always like knitting and all the things that related to it, I thought I should start a knitting podcast. I like the construction of the classic knitting podcast, so like finished objects, works in progresses and acquisitions. So I think I will stick to this construction and we'll talk about the finished objects at first. So let's get into it. My first finished object is this sock. This is the Frankenseam Socks. The name is from the cross-stitch pattern way down the leg and the upper part of the foot. This is the pattern of left sock, best sock, Alois. And this was a test knit back in December 2021. To be honest, I didn't like knitting this one, and this is why it took me half a year to finish the second sock. I didn't like the making these little cross-stitch details, and I thought the color combination would be much better than that. So this is a little bit shocking, but I got over it, and I knitted this little sock for 4 months. I am not kidding. The first one I finished back in December, but no problem. I made this with 2mm needles. I made the first one with DPNs and the second one with 2mm circular needles in magic loop. The yarn is Drops Nord. The red one is the color Brick and the yellow one is Goldenrod. I really like Drops Nord. It's a really versatile yarn. I use it for literally everything, but mainly for socks. And I really like how it behaves while knitting and after it. Like it has some alpaca and wool in it, so it's really warm and soft. I really like the softness, and the 20% nylon gives it some durability, so it's just perfect for socks, and I really like using it. Most of my socks are from Drops Nord. And I think this is all the things I wanted to talk about connected to this sock. So let's talk about the second one, which is actually not with me, so I will put in a picture somewhere in there. This is the Eloise top made by Phoebe from Friday Knit. This was also a test knit, and I made it like in 5 weeks, I guess, which is really surprising because I had final exams during this period. I think I started it after my first final and finished it just before the last one. So this is a final exam knit. I can say I made it on 2.5 millimeter. No, 3.5 millimeter needles with drops kid silk and drops baby merino. I like the yarn combination. This was the recommended yarns, and I like it. But I had double while knitting the body. The pattern says only just a single strand of baby merino, but I had it together with mohair because I didn't like the color difference between the two, and the dark grey kid silk makes it a little bit, makes the difference a little bit smaller. So I decided to go with it. It's a really lightweight yarn, yarn blouse. It's barely 200 grams. I think it took me a little bit more than 2 bars of baby merino and just a bit more than 3 bars of kid silk. The last sleeve and like the bind of row and a little like 2 or 3 rows before the bind of row, it's made out of drop snort because I didn't have enough yarn and I didn't want to order it just for this little part. So it's made out of drop snort, and because the really small color difference between the mohair and the nord, it's barely noticeable, and I can't really notice it when I wear it, so it's not a problem. It looks really nice. I just love it. The bust part gives the really festive design, and the little bubbles and the cake are just so cute. I can't love this piece more than that. I am really satisfied with the fit and the overall look of the piece. And lastly, in the final finished objects, I made some amigurumi also during my final exams. It's Emma the Bunny from the Edward's Menagerie crochet book. It's an amigurumi book written by Kerry Lord, and all of the little amigurumi plushies are made out of toft alpaca yarn. I don't have these because eventually the shipping is expensive from the United Kingdom, so I used the Yarnal jeans. It's a cotton acrylic mix, usually used for amigurumis or lightweight summer clothing. I like it using for amigurumis, but I have a sweater made out of it and it's not really warm, but I love it because it's so colorful. It's made out of the leftover yarns from the amigurumis. I had an amigurumi craze when I was like 14 or 15, and I made commissions. I don't do it anymore because it goes hard on my wrists and it makes really painful, but sometimes I just grab some crochet hook and create something really cute like this bunny. This bunny is not mine anymore because I gifted it for one of my friends. my classmate. She came to our class in the middle of the last school year. So yeah, we barely knew each other, but we became friends very quickly, and she just adores rabbits. So of course I had to make her something cute, because she loves bunnies and cute things. So of course I made her a bunny, and when I gave her, she just adored it. Like she was beyond happy. And I am really happy that she enjoyed it. She was happy for it, and I think it is like this bunny sits on her windowsill, and it's just really cute, and her reaction was really cute, and I think this one was a good thing to do in our friendship, because she likes giving gifts, and I thought I should give some gifts back. So I just made her this little bunny, and I hope she still loves it, and and I think that's all about it. So let's dive in my works in progresses, and I promise there are a lot. My phone decided to escape and fell down. I'm sorry. So let's talk about works in progresses. I have a lot. I think I should talk about the newest one. It's a really cute sock. It's the Be Creative sock. I started it yesterday, and look at it, how cute is it? I just can't get enough of this cuteness and this dainty little pattern. It's a pattern by Ducati. I think it's her Instagram name. I don't know the real one. I think it's Catharina, but I am not sure. As I said, I started this one yesterday, and it's for my mom. She was begging for this sock for ages. She even bought the pattern, and now she said I have a lot of free time, I should start it. So I started it because I love her, and I want to make her this little sock, and she wants to brag for her coworkers how amazing knitter I am. I really like it. It's a carved down sock, you can see, and the pattern is really easy, but I got a little bit confused at the beginning, but no problems. I make the cuffs, the heels and the toes with drop snort, the lemongrass. The lemongrass is the color, and the body part of the sock, the other parts, are made with also drop snort, off-white and goldenrod. I really like the color combination, and this twisted rib cuff. It's really cute. I really like it. And this one was on my radar for a little long time, even before my mom bought the pattern. So I just can't wait to finish it. I really enjoy knitting it. The pattern is kind of addictive and really cute, and you combine the pattern panels as you want. So I just live with my creative with my creativity skills, I guess. I hope I finish it soon. it's, yeah, pretty addictive, so I have no doubts this one will fly off my needles as fast as it can. I have a lot more whips. Let's talk about my biggest one. Yes, it's really big. This is the Oh My Figure dress by Oh My Knits. I think it's pronounced Stine. I bought this pattern in Danish, and I don't speak Danish, so this is a really funny situation. The pattern, the English version of the pattern, came out 3 months after I bought the Danish pattern, and I was really mad, but I couldn't switch it just for English, so I started it reading the Danish pattern. It's a really detailed pattern. I love it. There are so many options. You can form it completely to your body type, and really like the versatility of the pattern. It has a really wide range of sizes and a lot of options. You can form like 95% for your body, and I love this. I love the range of sizes, and yes, it's almost done. I only need the last bit of the one sleeve and the other. I hate knitting sleeves, but yes, it looks really small, and I promise it is not. I can fit in it, and I am not a small girl. I can't fit into just anything, and I had a lot of hard times with too small clothes or too big clothes, and including knitting. My knits always end up just too small or too big, because not always because of the gauge, just because I don't count with the positive or negative ease. I love this dress so far. It's a little bit short, but I like the length. It's like a mini skirt, like mid-thigh length. The shaping is actually hidden in these 2x2 rib stripes, and it just looks so stunning when it's stretched out. Like, it makes your body slim. I don't know how, but it makes you look much thinner, and it just makes the parts bigger, just those parts bigger, which should be bigger. So it's like I feel sexy in this dress. I no wonder why is it called Oh My Figure, because this dress is, oh my god. I made some mistakes in the raglan and in the bottom part of the skirt, but I don't mind. They are just some unexpected design elements. They make the dress look more unique, and I really like the yarn. It's also drop snort in the color light beige. I don't know how much yarn went in it. It's a lot. And I stopped knitting it for like 3 months because I'm a chicken. I played yarn chicken with the 1.5 balls of yarn left when I finished the complete body, and I just needed the two sleeves. So this one went in the naughty corner, and I haven't touched it for months. And I really wanted to wear this for my final exam banquet, but I didn't finish it. I really want to finish it this summer, and I hope it will be possible. The pattern originally says you should use one strand of mohair and one strand of fingering weight yarn, and knit on 3.5mm needles. Well, I knit really loosely, so this one was knitted just with one strand of drop snort and on 3mm needles. Yes, I am knitting a long-sleeved, high-necked dress on 3mm needles. I am a masochist, I know. My socks are also knitted on 2mm needles. Most of the people say I am crazy, and yes, I admit that I am completely crazy, but I can't get gauge unless I go down like 1.5 millimeter in the needles, and because I don't like mohair, I usually just left it out. But no problems, I love this dress. And I just can't wait to finish it and wear anywhere I go, like in parties and where I want to look good. I will wear this a lot, I think. And let's see the other ones. The next one is a summer knit. It's the NiinaCarita top made by HNNMR Designs. She's a Swedish designer, and I also test knit for her. I made this one with Fibra Natura Papyrus. I have a ball with me. This one in this really cute mint color. The color is 229-17. Very nice name. And it's says 78% cotton and 22% silk. I love this yarn. I knitted with this one before. I made a 3 drops pattern with it. It's a really great yarn for summer knits or baby knits. It's really soft, like, I love it. And it comes in really pretty pastel colors and some harsher or deeper colors or more saturated ones, like in black. But most of them are like this one, like this really pastel green. My other knitted piece, it's a t-shirt with lacy details all around the body. It's a light blue color. You can barely see the light blue. It's almost like white, and this one too. It's because it's like a 2-ply yarn, I guess, plied with other 2-ply strands plied together, and these little 2-ply strands, like 2 multiplied by 2, so it's actually a 4-ply yarn, but it's 2-ply by 2-ply, I guess. It's made with one really thin strand of green and one thicker strand of white, and this makes it gives a really subtle color, I guess. I guess the colored one should be the silk strand, and the white the cotton. I really like it. It's a really cute yarn. It peels just a little bit, and I just can't get enough of it. And this green one just got into the color palette, I think this year. I was really mad at this yarn type because it was a lack of greens. I don't think they had greens in the color palette, but they decided to put in some green color, and I couldn't be happier. I bought 5 balls of yarn just after one of my exams, and I started almost immediately this wonderful cami. I really like this pattern too. It's made on 3.5mm needles. The pattern suggests 5mm needles. But I am a loose knitter. I went down. It went down by 1.5mm, so I can get gauge. It's a DK weight yarn. I forgot to say, so it's like a 4 or 5mm needle should be the best, but I use just a little bit smaller needles. You can see this like hole around with these little holes made with yarn overs, like this here. This one is actually for the ribbon because I will put some ribbon here. It's how the pattern says. And I think it will be really, really cute. I just can't wait to wear it this summer. And it's just pure stockinette all over the body, so it should be no problem. It's a really great pattern for beginners or more advanced knitters who just want a little bit calmness during the day by watching Netflix and knitting pure stockinette all over the body. It only needs a little bit for the length I want to, like I don't really know which is the length I prefer. I usually prefer the more cropped ones, and because I wear some of my knits together with my mom is always mad at me because she wears longer tops, and I don't like those. My hips look absolutely gigantic in them. So I usually wear more cropped clothing, and yes, I think this is the way I can make my knits absolutely just for me. I have 2 other whips in my possession. My other ones I don't know where they are, but I have a lot more whips than 5 actually, like 8 or 12. I don't really know, but we just moved out to the countryside of Hungary from the flat in the city. I live in 2 places, and the second one is this countryside house. And I usually just carry my knits with me, and I only had space to carry a limited amount of whips. So the next one is oh geez, this is a chaos. The Storsand top by Sari Nordlund. I love Sari Nordlund's patterns, and I test knitted for her the marzipan pullover back in February. I love knitting it. it was a journey. I really liked it, and I wore it through winter during the colder days. It's a really beautiful pattern. I can only just recommend. And this is her Storsand top, or just the beginning of it. I had this yarn in my stash, so I didn't buy the yarn just for the project. And I think it suits for it. It reminds me of the tides of the sea, and it fits really well for the original thought of Sari, like Storsand. It means like big sand, and I really like that her version in light brown and white is like the sand on the beach, and this with turquoise color and white like the tides, and I really like it. The main color is Fibra Natura Cotton Royal. I can't find the other ball I have with me, but give me a sec. I think there it is. Yes, this is it. It's a really pretty yarn. It's 100% cotton and DK weight yarn. It's 100 grams and 210 meters. The color is 18-711. Yes, Fibra Natura gives a really nice name for their yarns. And the contrast color, this white here, this one, is also Fibra Natura Papyrus in this white or off-white color, more like a white or off-white than off-white. Like if you compare it to the off-white color of Nord, like you can see the Nord is more like a yellow, like yellowish color, and this one is more like white. This is also a test knit. It goes live on this week. It's the 21st of June, and I think it goes live in a couple of days. I really like this pattern, and I hope I can finish it soon, because it's a really great summer knit, and I just want to knit a lot more for Sari knits. I love this. I love her patterns and her designs and everything. The lace details in this piece are just stunning, and the little chevrons that the white contrast color creates. I just can't get enough of it, and the lace pattern is really easy to memorize. It took me a couple of repeats, and then I just got the hang of it. This is the first ball of the Cotton Royal. I think it will need only 2.5. Like, these 100-gram balls are just huge. I can get used to them, but I don't mind. I really like this size. I think it's more easy to purchase them. Like, they are much bigger. It's less balls. It takes less space in my closet. And okay, I forgot to mention this one also is on 3.5mm needles. I guess I can see the number on them, but I guess it's 3.5mm. And now comes the last one. It's actually my own design. it's just half of a camisola, I guess, but I think I will frog it, even though I like this pattern. Like, just look at it, it's just so stunning. I love this texture. It's actually crochet, and I use Drops Bell. It's a cotton, linen, viscose mix in 50-gram balls. It's a DK weight. The plying is really similar to the papyrus. I like this kind of plying, but I don't think it's really good for crochet. Even though I love the combination of the yarn and the pattern, and I love the drape also. It has a really good drape, but crochet eats a lot of yarn, and I think this design is not the best because it's not too. Yes, I don't like the shape of the cutout part here, and the length. It's too short for my taste. So I think I will frog it and make something else with it. Yes, it will be a summer knit, I am sure. A t-shirt or a new camisola. I don't know what to make with it, but I will decide eventually, one day. Until this one goes to the naughty corner, and I don't think about it. And I will find some solution to make something beautiful with this yarn. This one just fly back to the naughty corner. In case of acquisitions, I had none, and I am very surprised because I am addicted to yarn. Like really, it's a really hard case, and I don't know how I managed not to buy yarn in like 1.5 months. My last purchase, I think, was for the NiinaCarita top, and it was an impulse buy. I purchase. I don't know, but I managed not to buy anything, and I'm very pleased with myself because I'm a student and I am poor, and I have to get a job during this summer to buy more yarn and make my stash bigger than it is. But I think this summer will be about using up my yarn stash and knitting it up. Yes, basically, because eventually in September I will probably move into a dorm room in Budapest, because it's like a 1-hour train ride from this city, and I will have to move because of that. And if I can't get a dorm room, I will surely just make this route every day, like 1-hour train ride there and 1-hour train ride back. And I am really excited about it because Budapest is this really big city, like it's like the New York of Hungary, basically. Just like New York is half. When New York is much bigger, and there live like 4 times more people than in Budapest. But I love that city. It has a lot of possibilities and opportunities. And I will buy a lot of yarn there because all the great yarn trading companies are there, and the indie dyers and such as such. A lot of great things are there, and I hate ordering every time I need something and wait for it to get there and pay for the shipping. So I am really excited to go there because of the yarn and the yarn stores and the events for everything. And yes, for the connections, because there are a lot of small businesses in Hungary, usually based in Budapest, because it's a big city with a lot of customers. So it's obvious that most people put their businesses up there. And fun fact, Budapest is a little bit cheaper than the city I live in, because my city is just in the middle of the Budapest, Vienna and Bratislava triangle. So you can get to any city just in like 1.5 hours. And this makes it a really expensive city. Like from all the big cities, people come here to get something cheap on a cheaper price, and they use it. And this became a really expensive city to live in. And yes, I am far more than excited. I can't put it into words how nervous and excited I am for my new life in September, and moving out, and the new city and new friends, new relationships. I'm just far beyond excited. And I think we came to an end. This was the first episode of the Hooked on the Yarn Knitting podcast, and I think I will see you next time.